Hello, my name is Tracy Zerkle. I'm the Health Stages Coordinator for the San Antonio Oasis. In this segment, we're going to be looking at pictures of unsafe homes and talk about your home and ask you to go around the rooms and do a quick assessment and see what changes that you might be able to make. We know that falls can occur anywhere, but an AARP study showed that 55% of falls in older adults happen inside the home. 23% of falls occur outside but near the home. So you can see a significant portion of falls happen right where you live. So it's important to address the areas in and around your home. Now, we don't often see fall hazards such as clutter because when you live in an area every day, you get used to your environment. But even what we're used to can be a detriment for us and increase our risk for falling. So there are 3 areas in the home that most often put us at risk of falling. Can you think of what those 3 areas are? I'll give you a minute or so or just a few seconds to think about the areas in your home that most increase your risk of falling, and then we'll review them together. One of the areas of your home that you might not think about being a significant risk factor for falling is the area of coming in and out of your home. It could be the front door, the back door, a side door, the garage area, but those areas are very dangerous sometimes and can increase our risk of falling. Sometimes apartments and townhomes have stairs, and these stairs can be difficult to climb as we age, especially if you have balance or vision problems, or if you use adaptive equipment such as wheelchairs, walkers, or canes, and they can be a potential safety hazard. One way that you can make sure that you can climb your stairs safely is continue to do lower body strengthening, and to take your time and make sure the stairs are well lit. And sometimes homes even have 1 or 2 steps going into the front area, and many times those steps are uneven, so that can increase your risk of falling also. Sometimes doors stick, and if pressing on the door to get in and the door gives, sometimes you can fall through the threshold. So you can see the entryway of the home is significantly dangerous. Another area of your home that can increase your risk of falling are just the living areas of your home. The living room, dim lighting, throw rugs, loose carpeting, electrical cords, all of those things can put you at risk for a fall. Many older homes have sunken living rooms or conversation areas that have steps down with no handrails. Sometimes carpets can be frayed around the edges, and many of those things can increase your risk for falling. Now, approximately 14% of falls, according to AARP, take place on the stairs inside the home. So we know that stairs are a significant risk factor. Now the last one, and these are just 3 of the highest areas where you have a risk for a fall, is of course the bathroom. Many home injuries occur in our bathroom. Wet, slippery surfaces and cramped space can lead to a fall. Getting on and off the toilet or in and out of the tub or shower can be difficult, especially without something to hold on to, and if you lack in lower body strength or flexibility. Older adults who have difficulty with balance, standing up, and or sitting down are particularly at risk in these areas. Well, the next few slides we're going to look at are slides of pictures of homes, and what we're going to do is look at these different areas and see if we can spot the hazards. So follow along with me on the PowerPoint presentation. Well, here's a picture of a gentleman who has everything he needs right at his fingertips, which is a good idea. It's important to have a phone handy. It looks like he has an address book, a radio for entertainment. There's a reading light for task lighting. He even has a footstool to rest his feet on and a heating pad, maybe to help with some aches and pains. Unfortunately, can you spot some safety hazards in this picture? Look around and see what you can spot. Well, I see the electrical cord from the heating pad is draped right across his foot. Now, if he had to get up suddenly, or the doorbell rang, or maybe a cell phone in another room rang, he may not remember the cord is there and trip over it. Also, the phone cord is very long, and it is tangled down around his foot area also. So both of those things should be modified and changed. Maybe you can think about how you would modify that area for this gentleman to make it safer for him. And you might also look around your own home to see if you have areas such as this. Oh my, who doesn't have a messy house? Many people have lots of things, especially if you've recently downsized or you're getting ready to move. Many times your home can be very cluttered. Maybe you have out-of-town relatives visiting and they have children, and before you know it, things are very cluttered. And let's face it, we have a lot of stuff and not a lot of space sometimes. But let's look around this kitchen area, and it looks like a little living area also. What you'll want to do is make sure that the walking areas are clear of any clutter. And perhaps more storage cabinets or shelves could be put up or purchased to stack some of these things on. But there's very limited space in this photo to walk around safely. So take a moment or two to look around at this area to see how you might change it. And I see some boxes there, so perhaps this person is moving out or moving in, and you know how that can be. Well, this is a bedroom area. Many times, bedrooms don't have closets or adequate dresser space, and many falls happen in the bedroom. When we get out of bed to use a restroom in the middle of the night, getting out of bed in the morning, some blood pressure issues can increase our risk of falling. But if you look around this room, there are many things that we could do to help decrease the risk of falls. For instance, next to the bed, perhaps the television could go somewhere else, and maybe a more sturdy nightstand could be placed in its place so that the person would have a place to rest their hand or to help themselves in standing up. Again, clutter is an issue here. There's not a lot of floor space to walk upon. So keep that in mind as you're looking at these pictures, and keep it in mind as you walk around your own home to see what areas are a danger to you. Now, this is an interesting picture. Many of us have comfortable chairs in our homes that we've had for years. We just love them. But we notice as we age, it gets more and more difficult to rise out of the chair. This chair has several problems. It's a very deep chair, so you have to slide forward significantly to even get to a point where you can start to stand up. Also, the arms don't go out to the edge of the chair, so you have to place your hands low to give yourself a push, which is difficult. And the chair itself is quite low. You can see that the woman's hips are below her knees, and the knees are elevated. That makes it very difficult to rise. Perhaps this chair could be traded out for another chair. Perhaps an upholsterer could be called in to add extensions to the arms, maybe raise up the chair a little bit, but all those things should be done by a professional. Perhaps the best thing to do is to locate a different chair that's easier to get in and out of. Oh, this is a sad picture. This gentleman obviously needs help getting in and out of the tub and doesn't have any grab bars installed. Now, we all know that towel bars and soap dishes are not sturdy at all. So using them to get in and out of the tub can be very dangerous. They are not designed to hold more than a few pounds of towel weight, and then the soap dish certainly can become slippery with soap and you might lose your grip. The best thing to do in this situation is to install grab bars on the wall next to the towel bar, and then also above the soap dish, and perhaps even a grab bar on the tub itself to help step over into the tub. Now later on in the presentation, you'll get to see examples of home modifications that you can make or get help to make. Now this picture, this gentleman is going to go down his stairs. Now it's a little difficult to see there, but there's 2 stairs that he's attempting to navigate. And unfortunately, there's not a handrail in sight. Going up and down stairs without at least 2 handrails, one on each side, and in this case, because the stairs are so wide, there should be one in the middle, is very dangerous. First, he has to be able to look down to navigate the depth of the step. He can't look ahead because he doesn't have a handrail to hold on to. Plus, it looks like he may have some balance issues. So this person needs to have some handrails installed. Now, this is looking down a set of stairs. And what you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen is a shadow cast by the handrail. So we do have a handrail, which is good, but the stairs are in such shadow that it's very difficult to judge the depth of the stairs. So maybe some better lighting, or perhaps a different type of handrail that wasn't so thick, that didn't cast such a shadow on these types of stairs would be a better option. And here are some more stairs. These are apartment stairs. You see the entry door there, and then going up is one handrail. There should be a handrail on each side. The other thing is that these stairs are very steep. They go up at a very severe angle. And if you look at the risers, each step, they are also very high. These stairs would be difficult to navigate up or down, especially without a second handrail. And if you look at the top, it makes an angle to the left to go into the door, which could cause some disorientation coming in and out of the home. And now here's another view of very steep, and not only steep, but very dark stairs. So these stairs would be helped by a light at the landing, and you can see the landing makes a turn and comes back. So this stair needs another handrail and also lighting. And can you see any other things that might be a safety hazard on this stair? It looks to me like there might be some things sitting on the landing, which could be a tripping hazard. Now, many of us live in homes with wonderful kitchens and lots of cabinet space. Unfortunately, the cabinet space is not all at eye level. And as you age, and even as when you're younger, putting your arms above your head and tilting your head back to look ahead or look above you can increase your risk of falling, as it causes you to lose your balance and then roll back on your heels. This type of fall is significant and can result in a severe head injury. So the things that this woman has in the top shelf here look fairly heavy. They look like some pots and pans and perhaps some ceramic bowls. So what do you think that she could do perhaps to change this, especially if she used those things often? I think she should move them to a lower place, perhaps at eye level or at waist level. Now, this is the same person, same kitchen, and now stooping over to reach underneath to reach more pots and more bowls. So perhaps her most used items could be stored in an area where she could reach it. Bending down like this with your head down can cause a forward fall, which can also result in a significant head injury. This woman needs an organizer, doesn't she? All right, well, let's look at some before and after pictures. This is a kitchen, and these are some safety hazards. Let's go through starting where the blue ribbon is on the refrigerator. Well, here we are trying to reach a pretty heavy bag of flour, standing on a stool that doesn't look very sturdy and is not high enough, doesn't have a handrail, and putting this person at a significant fall risk. As you go around the kitchen, it looks like there's some clutter. And some things are stored too low, and some things are stored too high. For instance, the sugar and the flour are miles away from each other, and they should be stored together because it looks like she's a great baker. Another thing, the utensils for the stove are above the stove. And if a burner was on and you reach for a utensil, she has a loose blouse on, and that could cause a significant fire hazard and could result in a fall and a severe burn. So look around this kitchen and look at some other things that you think you might change. Now this slide is the after picture. After a person has come through and helped reorganize the kitchen. So now what we have is the sugar and the flour below the baking area next to the refrigerator. The pots and pans that were filling up the area are now hung on the wall. And now smaller objects that are light are stored where the flour was, and a reacher is being used to help get those down, so a step stool is not necessary. As you go around, there's a lever handle now on the sink, and the cabinet doors are in better repair, and there's better lighting also in the room. The utensils have been brought down to the side of the stove so you wouldn't need to reach over. The pots and pans have been organized in pull-out drawers, and a tea tray has been brought so that you wouldn't have to carry hot liquids into another room. And the most important thing, here's a wonderful stool with a handrail that looks like it's in much better repair. Well, let's take a look at the bathroom. Here's the bathroom, and we have a beautiful throw rug, which is not tacked down very well and has a couple of folds in it, which could cause a fall hazard. If you note near the toilet, there's not a grab bar to help you get up and down. And there are no grab bars getting in and out of the tub, and it's quite a high tub, which would make for a nice bath, but difficulty getting in and out. Now the woman is holding on to the shower curtain, probably not a great idea. Let's look at the fixes that we have in this bathroom. In this bathroom, we have a handrail installed next to the toilet to help us to raise up and get down. And then the rug has been tacked down so that there aren't any folds anymore. It's important to have a rug in the bathroom to sop up any wetness spills around the sink and the tub area. Also, a handheld shower has been installed, and a shower seat has been installed so that you could shower and bathe. There are numerous handrails put in, a grab bar next to the shower curtain and one under the towel rack. And if you look on number 2, that's a wonderful aid to get in and out of a tub. It's a handrail that clamps on each side of the tub to help you get in and out. Well, that's the end of this part of our presentation. We'll join us again to show home modifications that you can make in your home.